Welcome to Edu Experts. This video is aimed at all of our new students to explain the whole journey from registration right up to graduation. Enjoy. Right, let's start at the beginning. You registered with Edu Experts and you received confirmation from our office indicating your group, your facilitator, assessor and moderator. And you now received information about when classes will start. Once the classes start, you have to work through 13 modules with your facilitator. You will see that there will be numerous tasks and assignments for you to do. The good news is no tests and exams. However, you only have 1 month, 4 weeks to complete all of your assignments. So what will happen is once a month you will have a Zoom session with your facilitator and all the other students in your class, where you will discuss everything that needs to be done within a specific unit standard or module. After that, you need to go home, to your workplace, to the school where you do your practicals, and you need to start working on your tasks and assignments. You have 1 month to complete everything and upload onto your student portal. Once you've uploaded the work onto the student portal, it is assessed by an internal assessor. Now they've got a very strict set of rules that you have to adhere to. Your facilitator will guide you in your class on how to answer and submit all of your work. Your assessor has 4 to 6 weeks to assess all of your work, and you will receive notification on your portal that your work has been assessed. There will be a score allocated to each task, and the score is pretty simple to understand. A C for competent, in other words, you've passed, you've done everything as was expected, or NYC, which stands for not yet competent. That means that you'll have to go onto the specific rubric and look at the comments made by your assessor, indicating what you did wrong. You then need to go back, do corrections, and resubmit the assignment on your portal for a second set of assessment. After all of the assessments within your module has been completed and your internal assessor signs off on that module, in other words, all of your tasks, all of your admin, everything that needs to be done has been found competent, you can now wait for the assessor to complete what we call a assessment grid, where she will indicate that your entire module has been found competent. After that, you have to go and sign off on the module as well, declaring that you agree with the outcome of the assessment. This process will be followed for every single module that we have. In other words, to recap, you do the module with your facilitator, you go home, you do all of your assignments, you upload within a 4-week period all your work. You don't need to wait until the module is done, you can upload as you go along. Your assessor will mark your work, she'll provide you with a competent or a not yet competent score. Any not yet competent, you have to fix and resubmit. As soon as your entire module has been found competent, your assessor will sign it off and say that they have found you competent within the unit standard. You also have to sign off indicating that you agree with the assessment, and then once this has been done for all of your modules, you are actually done. Right, so let's take a look at once all 13 modules have been found competent. In other words, we've completed a cycle of 13 months. You've worked quite a lot. You've learned a lot of assessment and reassessment has been done. Now what happens on our side? Once all of your modules are complete and found competent and signed off by you and the assessor, Edu Expert starts preparing all the paperwork for your work to be moderated and verified by CETA. In other words, students, I want you to understand, once you are done after 13 months, that's just the start of the process. Now, a lot of other people take over. The first one is the moderator. Moderators look at the work that was assessed and they check whether it was done fairly and in accordance with the rules and regulations of CETA. Now, the problem is any late submissions on your side will delay the entire process. So I encourage you to not take longer than 4 weeks to upload your work. Right, once the moderator has gone through and she's moderated the work, etc., your files will be assigned for external verification by a CETA ETQA officer. Now please note, and I cannot stress this enough, EduExperts is the training provider, and we've been contracted by the ETDP CETA to present this course to you. We do not issue your qualification. This is why so much has to happen once you have done all of your assignments. All right. So your ultimate qualification is issued by the ETDP CETA and not by EduExperts. So once you've done your work, it's been declared competent, the moderator has gone through the work, your name now goes onto a list that we will present to the ETDP CETA. Okay, so once found competent, the moderator who marks all of your work in the color green and the internal assessor and the external assessor are all happy that your work is done. They will meet and discuss everything, and they'll declare that you are now ready to be placed on the national database. We have an Indicium officer at EduExperts who will then place your work or your details on the national database. She will also then generate an EduExperts completion certificate that we will send to you to congratulate you that you've completed your studies. Now please note, that is an EduExperts completion certificate. That is not your qualification. Remember, EduExperts is the training provider. We are not the issuer of your qualification. The completion certificate only serves as notification for any interested party that you have completed your studies. In other words, it's proof to DSD that you've completed your studies. It's proof to DBE that you've completed your studies. Or if you want to enroll for further training with a training provider, it can serve as notice that you've completed your studies. But we are all waiting for your statement of results that has to be issued by the ETDP CETA. Now please note, we don't know. At EduExperts, we cannot give you or provide you with a time frame that this will take place in, because the certificates and the statement of results come from an external source, not from us. So you've done all your work, we've done all our work, and now everything is in CETA's hands. EduExperts will provide the training, but they will ultimately provide the certification and the statement of results. Behind the scenes, a lot happens. You need to understand that your qualification has a lot of value to it. And we have to make sure that there are no irregularities. CETA will check whether there is no plagiarism that has taken place. So in the time from when we are done, once the moderation has been done, CETA is going to ensure quality, validity, authenticity. A lot takes place. And we need to make sure that we have everything in place for them as soon as they require it. Now, please note, this process can take several months, and it's not us that issues your ultimate qualification, like I've said before. Please do not contact us the whole time requiring or demanding statements of results. We cannot issue it unless it was issued to us by CETA. Right, let's go on with the journey. So we've done the moderation, we've added your details onto the national database, and as soon as we've added at least 30 students to this, external verification can take place. There has to be at least 30 students before CETA will create a verification event for us. We are required to wait for the events list to fill up to 30 before we can actually request any dates from them. On the date that CETA provides to us, the verifier will gain access to the student portal or to our online portal, where they will have access to your work, your electronic portfolio of evidence, and they are going to scrutinize it to make sure that they agree with our findings where we provided you with a competent outcome. After verification takes place, we will have a feedback meeting with our external verification officer, and they will then provide us with the results, their results on their side, telling us whether they are happy, they've also declared you all as competent, etc. And only once all of this is done can our Indicium officer at EduExperts access your statement of results. Now, the statement of results is a very important document for you because this is the one, together with your certificate that was issued by the ETDP-SETA, not the EduExpert certificate. Together with that, those two documents are the documents that you will use to get your SACE registration done. Now, you all know that the SACE registration is a very important aspect of your career at the moment. SACE, obviously, the South African Council for Educators. Note that you cannot register with SACE with your completion certificate. You will need to take your statement of results and your ETDP certificate. So going back to the statement of results, as soon as they are made available to us at EduExperts, we will print them individually. We'll print a letter for you to explain to you how to register with SACE, and this will be forwarded to you each individually. You can use your statement of results and your certificate to register with SACE. Very important, what many students don't understand is that verification doesn't happen often. We have 3 to 4 verification events in a year. If you miss a verification event because you did not hand in on time, it means that your whole process will be delayed by at least 4 months. So please make sure that you don't miss the verification dates, that you stick to the deadlines provided by your facilitator, and don't fall behind. Once we've received your certificates from SETA, in other words, they will give us a notification that they have printed it, that the head of SETA has signed it, they've forwarded to our provincial offices. We will send someone to go and collect them from SETA. Only then can we courier that to you individually, and we will notify you of the graduation process. As long as we are under the National Disaster Management Act, we will not be able to have physical graduations, but we will still do online graduations, which is also a very special event. We will share this information with you as soon as you have completed the whole process. So from this video, I've explained to you from the beginning to the end. There are a few things that you need to remember. Number 1, attend your classes. Number 2, stick to your deadlines and do your corrections as indicated. Number 3, remember, EduExperts is the service provider, not the institution that actually grants the qualification. Once everything is done from our side and your side, it can actually take quite a few months before the process is all done. There you go. In a nutshell, this is what you can expect. We look forward to seeing you in the class. We look forward to seeing all of the practical assignments that you'll present us with, and we look forward to meeting all of you at the graduation ceremony.